Well, this kind of chaps my ass a little bit. I suppose it's at least partially my fault. I went ahead and I replaced the driver's side ball joint on this car, and I noticed when I had it off, or when I had it broke loose, that the ball joint was still pretty stiff. You know, when ball joints go bad, tie rods, there's usually some play in there, and you can definitely feel it once you get it apart. I thought, well, you know, 230,000 miles, original ball joints, I'll just replace them both anyway, no big deal. But then when I was under there, I looked, and I noticed that the control arm bushings were starting to go. And I was like, ah, crap, you know. No big deal though. I'll just, you know, I'll buy some bushings and put them in some other day. No big deal. So I went ahead and I put that ball joint in and got everything all done up, and I went to the other side and I took that all apart, and I got the ball joint broke loose, and that was the same way. The ball joint was stiff, you know, no play in it whatsoever, and I felt the control arm bushings and they were shot. So it's like, God, you know, that sucks, but whatever, I'll buy some bushings for this side and do the same thing. Well, I go online, and it turns out that you can't just buy bushings for these control arms, you have to buy the whole control arm. So I replaced the ball joint on the left side, or driver's side, for nothing, and I bought one for the other side for nothing. I didn't bother replacing it because it's kind of pointless, because the new control arms come with brand new ball joints on them. So that sucks. The ball joints were fine. It was the control arm bushings that were causing all my looseness that I couldn't find. And that alone wouldn't be a big deal, but what really chaps my ass is I brought it to Tires Plus. I had them just balance the wheels, and then they, you know, did a free little courtesy check or whatever, and they told me, you know, your ball joints are bad. And I thought, well, you know, maybe I just missed it when I was looking the first time. There was some sort of looseness, and I couldn't seem to pinpoint it in the garage there. I didn't look real hard, so I figured, yeah, ball joints, I'll just go ahead and I'll replace them, and that'll be that, and I'll be good to go. But they told me the ball joints were bad, ball joints were fine, and that, you know, I just went ahead and bought them. I should have checked into it further, but I didn't. But that just pisses me off. When I'm working on somebody else's car, you know, I'm damn sure of what I tell them is wrong. If I'm not sure, I'll make it a point to say, you know, I think this is wrong, what's wrong with your car, but I'm not 100%. These guys are just like, yep, ball joints are bad, $270 or whatever they wanted to charge me. So I don't know, it should have tipped me off when they couldn't get a single frickin' hubcap back on right. You know, there's a little rectangle slot in the rim, and there's a rectangle little peg on the hubcap, and you just, you know, square peg, square hole. Not friggin' rocket science, and they couldn't do a single one right, so I had to take all them off and put them back on the right way just so I could tighten the lug nuts again. But yeah, so I guess I get paid Friday. I'm going to order up some new control arms and do it then, and I got to get a wheel bearing, another one. I missed, one of them was bad and I missed it, so, you know, missing things one thing, but when you tell somebody that something's wrong and it's not, that sucks. That's unacceptable in my opinion. And they gave me a list of like 1,000, 1,100 bucks or whatever of things wrong with it, and they didn't even catch everything, and that's what they wanted to charge me. So that's enough of my rant, I guess. It seems to drive all right. I'm a lot better with them shocks, but I bet you that looseness in the front end is still there, and when I go around corners on the freeway and hit them little potholes, it'll still bounce. But I guess we'll get more videos 2 weekends from now when I get the parts.